Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Town of Lexington Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. This board is compromised. I did that on purpose this time. Now it's not fun anymore. Comprised of the town citizens, we are appointed by town council and we serve without pay. We are a legal board operating under the Comprehensive Planning Act of the state of South Carolina, and although this meeting may not seem as formal as a hearing in court, all statements still must be true, factual, and not made in a manner to mislead us. Please understand that we make our decisions within the parameters of state law. State law requires us to grant a variance if and only if we find that each of the following four statements are true. There are extraordinary and exceptional conditions pertaining to a particular piece of property in question because of its size, shape, or topography. Number two, these conditions not generally apply to other property in the vicinity. Number three, because of these conditions, the application of the ordinance to a particular piece of property would effectively prohibit or unreasonably restrict the utilization of the property. The authorization of a variance will not be of substantial detriment to the adjacent property or the public good, and the character of the district will not be harmed by granting this variance. Moreover, state law prohibits us from granting a variance simply because the property could be better used or profitably if the variance were granted. We are not concerned with the use of the property. The use of the property is determined by others. We ask that you please confine your remarks to the issue at hand. Should we make a decision that you believe is incorrect, you may appeal our decision to the circuit court within certain time limits provided by state law. In cases that such appeal is made, it is important that the circuit court know who testified at this meeting. Please sign the sign-in sheet and identify yourself before speaking. Thank you, and we'll call the meeting to order. Ma'am, do you have our first item, please?
Thank you. Laurentano Sign Group has requested a variance from the sign ordinance to install an additional wall sign at Strickland Brothers located at 511 Columbia Avenue. The sign ordinance allows a tenant within a commercial center to have one wall sign not to exceed 15% of the first story of the wall area that it is attached to, and a tenant panel in the commercial center monument sign. This location is eligible for an end cap sign since the building's end faces a street. It currently features a wall sign oriented towards Columbia Avenue, an end cap sign facing Kaufman Road, and a tenant panel in the commercial center's monument sign on Columbia Avenue. The applicant is requesting a variance to allow for an additional wall sign on the building elevation facing Kaufman Road.
Okie dokie. So the signs that are there, are they in compliance
Yes.
as it stands today, size-wise?
Yes.
Okay. Are they at the max of their compliance?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions for staff?
No.
So the variance is just to request an additional sign.
Correct.
Okay. I'd like to hear from the applicant.
Hello,
Hello. Please state your name for the record.
I'm Linda Hoff. I'm with Laurentano Signs. Excuse me. And they are looking to have branding facing Kaufman Avenue since it's not visible once you're on the street there. And the other side of the building, you can see the monument before you get to that. So they're would like their branding to be on that same level for the Kaufman. Is it Kaufman?
Yes.
Street.
So it's the sign, what they're asking for is basically the same round logo design over the door next to the bays facing Coffin Road?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if I'm reading, if y'all flip over to this one, am I seeing this right, that the monument sign would be up more towards the exit side of the building?
Right.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's, yeah, several.
And Jessica, where you don't please the sign, the part of the sign or the part of the building that says, I'm trying to get to pictures. I've lost my pictures. Oh, here it is right in front of me. The 10-minute oil change that's over the bays. on the Kaufman Road sign, that's considered signage as well?
That is their end cap sign. So with an end cap, that allows them to put any sign that they want on that side of the building as long as it meets the 15% wall sign allotment. So when they initially applied, they asked for one branding, I guess, logo wall sign, which was on the Columbia Avenue. And then they asked for the 10-minute oil change sign, which is above the bays on Kaufman Road.
Okay.
They could have, if they wanted to, they could have asked for the branding sign that they're requesting now, but they would not have gotten the 10-minute oil change sign. So it was either or in the initial submittal, which was several years ago, or a year or so ago when this was first built.
Question? Oh,
No,
any questions for the applicant?
no.
Okay, we'll discuss, thank you.
Okay,
Do you feel, have you given us all that you wanted to say?
yeah, the visibility is the only thing that I can argue.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you coming. Thoughts, gentlemen?
My thoughts are that they've already got the sign that meets the minimum. The branding I don't see as necessary.
No, it's a pretty descriptive sign on the side of the building with a 10-minute oil change. So, I mean, you know what their emphasis on.
Yep. And that's kind of, my only thought would be, if you're wanting it to be Smith, if you're saying they can't see from the other side, then one possible option is take sign C off the drawings and put sign C where they want sign D, just move it around the corner. That's an option for them, correct?
Yeah.
If they want to know that, because then theoretically the monument sign says what they are on the other one. Okay, any other discussion?
No,
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to deny the variance as requested.
Do I have a second?
second,
Roll call vote. I'm sorry, I took your words.
Justin Brown,
Yes to the motion.
Troy Fight,
Yes to the motion.
Ron Fisher.
yes to the motion.
I'm sorry, it's been denied.
I tried to tell them to come.
Hey, but we appreciate you
Where should I go
coming.
have dinner?
Well, it depends. What are you in the mood for? Most of the restaurants right down, I can't really pick I mean, they're all good
There was a
downtown.
really cool little Italian place right there.
Well, that had
was
some
gone.
issues. It's not there any longer.
Oh.
But Barrio,
Barrio's,
the Mexican place. Now, I will tell you, if you know what a street taco is, they're not street tacos. They're regular size. So don't order. If you normally eat like 2 street tacos, you might just want to start with ordering 1
Absolutely.
because they're larger tacos. And then you've got a couple of new restaurants too. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you, I appreciate it. Thanks, Jessica.
Alrighty, approval of the minutes. Does anybody have any changes that need to be made in the minutes?
I wasn't here, so I can't say.
You did see your new appointment though.
I did, yes. So I was appointed without being here. Yeah.
See what happened? See what happens? It wasn't my doing. I will tell. No, wait, it was.
It was your doing.
Yeah, they got me while I'm sitting here. I told you that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So, you good with the?
Good.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approved. Any business we need to know about for next month?
No. Training, I haven't scheduled that yet, but we have availability in November and December, so I'll get with you and send something out. I might host one at the end of the month if there's time.
Did you have any ability to, with what we talked about last time about, I know you've been very busy with all this, and of course being in your new role, what we had put forward saying, is there some way that you or somebody that's, can teach it, like maybe bring either some old ones of these up, or let us do something more hands-on as opposed to the stuff
Right.
we've been doing?
Yes, we are looking at that for next year.
Yes.
Since we already had stuff in
Mhm.
place, we have not vetted all of that out, but it's on our radar for next year.
One of the things we discussed last month is with Jessica, and I may have been discussed
And
outside
Brad.
and Brad, outside of the meeting, is instead of sitting and listening, because so much of what we listen to is more towards planning.
Yeah.
We've had, there was one this
Yes.
year that does have some of our stuff.
zoning.
But the suggestion that Dawn made was, and I made too, is could we pull up something from 4 or 5 years ago, and is Brad's authorized to teach us, you know, or licensed or whatever to teach us, and say, okay, here's this, what would you do? You know, like to kind of almost play a game with it from the standpoint of seeing how things work and talking about, or maybe pulling from other towns that are of similar size that have similar issues. Because one of the things from last month that is important that they're working on, this issue of window clings is not going to go away.
Right, we're working on that research. I actually had a meeting about it today.
So it's, and until, it's weird, and I don't know if you experienced this, until that came up, I hadn't paid attention.
They're
to
everywhere.
Are you looking now?
They were
Yeah,
in,
they're everywhere.
they're invisible.
Yeah.
They were in, basically, it wasn't working advertising for me until it came in front of this, and now I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
And especially, there's some of them, oh my goodness, how did y'all go this long? And I know why. The thing was, the reason that one came up, and it was in the notes, was it was a complaint. So I just think, I'm excited to see what the town comes up with. Because I think there's some,
There's gonna be there has to be a happy medium,
Yeah,
so we're
of
gonna try to make sure it's beneficial for both the town, the citizens, and the business owners.
and I hope that Lori will continue to try to be a positive help in giving her expertise and the knowledge of this.
Yes.
So, all right, anything else? I want to make it at least to, you know, get 10 minutes.
I think we have.
All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And we are adjourned.